Python revision 201. Today we will do the data types, mutable and immutable types, expression, flow of control, jump statement. Data types. Data type in Python specify the type of data we are going to store in any variable, the amount of memory it will take, and type of operation we can perform on a variable. Data can be of many types, example character, integer, real, string, etc. Python supports following data types. Numbers, it will be int, float, complex, string, list, tuple, and dictionary. Now numbers. For the name, it is very clear that numbers data types are used to store numeric values. Numbers in Python can be of following types: integer types, integer types, whole numbers types, boolean, floating point numbers, decimal, and the complex numbers. Integers. Integers allows to store whole numbers only, and there is no fraction parts. Integers can be positive and negative. Example 100 to 50 minus 12 plus 50. There are two integers in Python's integer signed. It is normal integer representation of whole numbers. Integers in Python can be of any length. It is only limited by memory available. In Python version 3.x, int data type can be used to store big or small integer value, whether it is positive or negative. Booleans, it allows to store only two values, that is true and false. The internal value of boolean value true and false is 1 and 0 respectively. 1 means true and 0 means false. We can get boolean value from 0 and 1 using bool function. Floating point numbers. Floating point numbers are mainly used for storing values like distance, area, temperature, etc., which have a fractional part. Floating point numbers have two advantages over integers. They can represent values between the integers. They can represent a much greater range of values. And it is having one disadvantage also. Floating point operations are usually slower than integer operations. And the precision of floating point is 15 digit. String data type. All string in Python is a sequence of Unicode characters. Unicode supports every characters from every language. Following are the legal strings in Python. Here, between the open inverted comma, whatever you are writing, that will be known as a string. Every character in string is at a particular position called index, which starts from 0 index. The first character will be at index 0, and the next will be 1, and then 2, 3, 4, like this. Here you can see the example. In Python, strings is a sequence of characters, and each character can be individually accessed using index. From beginning, the first character in string is at the index 0. Here you can see W is index 0, E is index 1, L index 2, C index 3, O index 4, M index 5, E index 6. And the last will be at the length minus 1. So length minus 1, length we are starting from 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, and it is coming 7, 7 minus 1, 6. From backward direction, last character will be minus 1, then minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, and it is moving to the minus 7. And the first character will be at minus len. See, minus len. This is forward indexing and this is backward indexing. List data type. A list in Python represents a list of comma separated values, CSV, of any data type between square brackets. It is mutable, values are changeable. Here you can see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, example of list. Next one is AEIOU, that is also example of list, and the next one KV 2080004, 97.5, that is also a list. Example, family equal to, in a square bracket, mom, comma, dad, comma, sis, comma, brother. So when we are print family list, so it will print the list. Now if I am printing here Tommy is in family, so here you will see Tommy is not there in the family list, so it is showing the output false. Tuple data type. Tuples are those lists which cannot be changed, that is not modifiable. Tuples are defined inside parentheses and values separated by comma. Favorites is equal to blue, cricket, and Kazar Kalwa. Student equal to 1, Aman 97.5. Here you can see it is, here they have given the square means parenthesis, and in the list the square bracket was there. Print favorites, it is printing the whatever the values we have stored in favorites that we are printing, and print student, the student's value will be printed. Dictionary data types. Dictionary is another feature of Python. It is an unordered set of comma separated key is to value pairs. Dictionary items are defined in curly brackets. Keys defined in dictionary cannot be same. That is, not two keys can be same. Here you can see the example, student equal to roll. Roll is a key and one is the value. Name here is the key and Zaka is the value. Here percentage is the key and 91.5 is the value. So print student, in the square bracket I have written percentage, so it will, I have written the key, so now the value of percentage will be printed, so 91.5. Then another example, here you can see value is equal to 1 is to 100, 2 is to 300, 4 is to 900, means 1 is the key, value is 100, 2 is the key, value is 300, 4 is the key and value is 900. Now when I am printing print value 1, so whatever the here in the key one's value is there, that will be printed. So 100 is the value, it will be printed. Dictionary is mutable, that is we cannot modify dictionary elements. Here you can see I am writing value 2 is equal to 1000. Okay, now when I am printing print value, then see here 2's value was how much? 300. And here see it is written mutable, we can modify dictionary elements. So when here value 2 is equal to 1000 we have given, so automatically 2's value becomes 1000 instead of 300. Now the summary of the data types. Number are integers and boolean, then floating point and complex, then none is there, one, another is sequences, string, tuple, list, another one is mapping, in which dictionary is there. Mutable and immutable types. Python data object can be broadly categorized into two types, mutable and immutable types. In simple words, changeable, modifiable and non-modifiable types. Immutable types are those that can never change their value in place. In Python, following types are immutables, that is the integer, float, boolean, string, tuples. Again repeating, integer, float, boolean, string, tuples. Here you can see A is given 10, B is equal to A, C is equal to 15, again A is equal to 20, B is equal to 40, C is equal to B. Now see here it is written from the value of integer A, B, C could be changed effortlessly, but this is not the case. Now see the why it cannot be. Now here in Python, each value in memory is assigned a memory address. So each time a new variable is pointing to that value, they will be assigned the same address and no new memory allocation will be allotted. So here you can see the values are given 10, 15, 20, 21, 40, 55, and these are the address. Okay, so A and B are having the same address, C is having the same address. Okay, so here A is equal to 10, B is equal to A, so A value is also going to B, so B is also having 10 and C is 15. So Python provides ID function to get the memory address to which value and variable is referring. Here you can see A is 10, B is equal to A, C is equal to 15. Now print ID A. When I am printing the ID will print the address of the A variable. So A variable address here you can see 1757402304. Now print ID B. Now the ID of A and ID of B are same. Here you can see. Now print IDC. Here the ID is different. Print ID 10. Okay, this 10 values ID I want to print. So whatever the A value is there, ID is there, same ID of 10 is also there. Immutable types. Now let us understand the changes done to variable A, B and C. Here you can see A is 20, C and B is having 40. So A is 20, B is 40 and C is equal to B. A is 20, B is 40, C is equal to B. Print ID A. So ID A printed. Print ID B. ID B printed. Print ID C. So ID B and ID C are both are same. Python provides ID function to get the memory address to which value or variable is referring. From the previous code, it is clear that variable names are stored references to a value object. Each time we change the value, the variable's reference memory address changes. So it will not store new value in same memory location. That's it. That is why integer, float, boolean, strings, and tuples are immutable. Variables are not like storage containers, that is with fixed memory address where value can changes every time. Hence they are immutables. Now mutable means in same memory address new value can be stored as and when it is required. Python provides following mutable types: list, dictionaries and sets. Again saying list, dictionaries and sets. Now see, in the list, employee ID is 001, comma, the name of the employee, sales, and the salary is given, sale is given. Now print ID employee. So ID of the employee is this one. Now employee 3 7500. So this is 0 1 2 3. It was 67,000. Now I am writing 75,000. So print ID employee, the same ID it is. See, same ID. Variable internals. Python is an object-oriented language. So everything in Python is an object. An object is an identifiable entity that has some characteristics, properties, and behavior. Like integers, values are object. They hold whole numbers only, and they support all arithmetic operations. Every Python object has three key attributes associated with it: type of object, value of an object, ID of an object. Now types of an object. Types of object determines the operation that can be performed on the object. Built-in function type returns the type of an object. Example, A is equal to 100, type A. That means it is storing the integer type. So here the class is integer type. Type 100, so class is integer type. Why? Because 100 is a number, whole number. Name Jacobs, type name. Here it is a name, it is a string, so class is string. Evaluating logical expressions. While evaluating logical expression, Python follows these rules. The precedence of logical operators is lower than arithmetic operators. For example, 10 divided by 5 or 5.0 plus 50 divided by 10 will be evaluated as 5 or 10.0. The precedence of logical operators among themselves are not first, then it is and, or. So here you can see x and y or z and not q will be evaluated as x and y, or here you can see z and not q. The first not q will be evaluated, then it will be combined with and z, and then x and y will be separated, calculated, and they will be compared with the or. Python uses short circuit concept while evaluating logical expressions. Typecasting. An explicit type conversion is user-defined conversion that forces an expression to be of specific type. The explicit type conversion is also known as typecasting. It is done using the syntax, data type of the convert, and the expression. For example, here str is equal to 100. So num equal to int str. So str value will be converted into integer type. So it will convert the str to integer type. Math library. Import math is the math library in which the functions are ceil, sqrt, exponent, fabs, floor, log, log10, fog, sin theta, cos, and these are the math functions. Bye bye.